Hello everyone, this is Niharika from Sri Venkateswara College of Engineering from 3rd semester Department of CSC Data Science, and I am here with an subject on OOPS with Java. And here is my topic, returning objects. Let us move on to what is returning objects. Returning objects in Java involves creating methods that return instance of class or objects. Let us study what is an object in Java. Objects has mainly 3 points: data and behavior, encapsulation, instantiation. Let us study with an data and behavior. In Java, an object is a self-contained component that includes properties also known as fields and objects. Encapsulation. Objects in Java exhibit encapsulation, that means that encapsulates their state and behavior. Instantiation. Objects are instantiated from class using a new keyword. This processes allocate memory for the object and initializes its fields, resulting in a unique instance ready for use with the program. Let us see syntax of an returning object. Public class, class name, open the brackets, fields and methods. Here method returning an object of a same class. Public class name, method name. Then open the bracket, then object creation and initialization. Here object is created and it is initialized. Then return new. For execution of the program, we are giving return new class name. Then close the braces. Let us move on with an returning objects with a simple example, increase by 10. A method can return any type of data including class type that you create. For example, in the following program, increase by 10 method returns an object in which the value of A is 10 greater than it is in the invoking object. Let us take an example. Here returning an object class test. Int A, initializing int A, and test int I. For A, we are initializing it as int I. A is equal to I. Then test increment by 10. Then test temp is equal to new test A plus 10. Incrementing by 10. A is incremented by 10. Then return temp. Close this braces and let us call a main here class return object. Public static void string args, then test object is equal to new test. Here we are creating and we are calling and returning object. Then test object 2 is equal to object1 dot increment by 10 system dot out dot println object1 dot a will give you an value of an object1 dot a, and system dot out dot println, here it gives an object2 dot a. Then object2 is equal to object2 dot increment by 10 system dot out dot println object2 is incremented by 10. So here is an output for this program. Object1 dot a is 2, which is initially given. Object2 dot a incremented by 2, 12. So both object2 dot a after second increase, you will get it as 22. Let us move on with an returning primitive data types. In Java, Java allows methods to return primitive data types such as int, float, char, and boolean. When a method has a primitive data type, has a return type, it directly returns a value of that data that type. This is useful for functions that performs calculations and need to return numerical or boolean result. Here, int, float, char. Int returns a 32-bit integer values. Float returns a 32-bit floating point values. Char returns Unicode character value. Let us move on with passing and returning objects in Java. Although Java is strictly passed by value, the premises effects differs between whether a primitive data type or a reference type is passed. When we pass a primitive type to an method, it is passed by value. But when we pass an object to a method, the situation changes dramatically because the objects are passed by what it effectively called by reference. Java does its interesting things that sort of a hybrid between a pass by value and pass by reference. Basically, a parameters cannot be changed by the function, but the function can ask the parameter to change itself via uh, calling some method within it. While creating a variable of a class type, we only create a reference to an object. Thus, when we pass this reference to an object, the parameter that receives it will refer to an object as the referred by the argument. This effectively means that objects act as if they are passed to methods by use of call by reference. Changes to the objects inside the method do reflect the objects used as an argument. Let us take a simple example of a class test int a comma b. Then here is a constructor test int I comma int j. A is equal to I, b is equal to j. Boolean equals. Here is we are calling a method. Boolean equals test O object. If O dot A is equal to A and O dot B is equal to B, returns true, else returns false. Here we are return true if O is equals, if not it gives and returns false. Then here we are creating a main class. Class pass object public static void main string args. Here we are creating an object of above class inside main. Test object 1 is equal to new test 100 comma 22. We are initializing the values. Object 2 test object 2 is equal to new test 100 comma 22. Test object 3 is equal to new test minus 1 comma minus 1. Checking whether objects are equal as custom values above passed and printing corresponding boolean values. We are checking here. Object 1 is system.out.println. Object 1 is equal to object 2. If object 1 equals to object 2, here it will be true. If object 1 is equal to object 3, it is false. Thank you for watching my video.